Tired of doom scrolling? Time for a dose of awesome. 5 Good News Stories is your happy place, where underdogs become champions, crossing guards become legends, and impossible dreams come true. We're serving up 5 fresh reasons to believe in humanity. From world records to cute animal stories, to that guy who turned his pizza shop into a homeless shelter. These are the stories that'll make you go, wait, what? That's amazing! Ready for your good news fix? Follow 5 Good News Stories wherever you get your podcasts, because let's face it, we could all use more awesome in our lives. The number 5 Good News Stories.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White Smoke. The path to a new pope, from Calaroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Now, if you listened yesterday, you heard that I was just kind of bothered by how serious the show was yesterday, so I'm going to just make today comedy, and I'm even going to flip the order. If you listen all the time, you know there's a rhythm to how I do things. I'm throwing that out the window today. So let's start with South by Southwest and see who's playing tonight. At 4 o'clock, a recording of Comedy Bang Bang, in the history of my career, the only show that I ever walked out of, but I understand a lot of people enjoy. Scott Aukerman. We're told to expect special guests and plenty of surprises and maybe a few familiar places. So that's at 4 o'clock for fans of Comedy Bang Bang. Another live podcast at 5 o'clock today. It's The Comedian's Comedian with Aparna Nancherla. I enjoy Aparna a lot. The Comedian's Comedian is Stuart Goldsmith. This is a popular British pod. More up my alley at 6 o'clock, the Upright Citizens Brigade Ass Cat, 4 S's and Ass Cat. Anthony Natamniwick, Scott Aukerman, Matt Besser, Lisa Gilroy, Lauren Lapkus. I bet some other people in town drop in on that one. That one is at 6. Nice show, 90-minute show there. 7 o'clock, Creekside Comedy, parentheses, live comedy. It's at the Creek in the Cave. James Adomian. Oh, I guess he won't be dropping by the UCB show. That was my guess, all right? James Adomian, Nico Carney, Megan Gailey, Stuart Goldsmith, Lynn Koplitz. At 8 p.m., the show called An Evening at the Hollywood Improv. This one at Esther's Follies, which is not the Hollywood Improv. But they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of LA's legendary Hollywood Improv. Your lineup, Doug Benson, Jay Jordan, Opie Alagbaju, Melissa Villaseñor. And they tell us, while our stage at South by may not boast the iconic brick wall, it's still part of our legacy, and we're excited to feature some of our favorite comedians bringing down the house. 9 o'clock at the Creek in the Cave, comedy for cave dwellers. Greer Barnes, been hearing his name a lot. Catherine Blandford, Reggie Conquest, Punky Johnson, Caitlin Palufo. A lot of buzz on her lately. Good Sets at 10 o'clock. Alex English, Todd Glass, Aparna, Kristen Toomey. 11 o'clock, Southwest Skankfest. Brought this up the other day. You live long enough, you find yourself doing South by Southwest. Welcome to the establishment, Skankfest. Joe DeRosa, Sam J., Bonnie McFarlane, and Eddie Pepitone on that lineup. Hey, it pays the bills. I don't judge. Trey Crowder has a special coming out next week on the 800-Pound Gorilla YouTube channel. In Trash Daddy, Trey Crowder tackles everything from the absurdity of cultural and social stereotypes to his unusual and hilarious childhood upbringing as he reflects on his ultimate parental role as a trash daddy. There is a trailer. Let's listen.
I try to make myself feel better by telling myself it's not a Southern accent thing, it's an American accent thing. Like the idea that any thick regional American accent can sound kind of dumb, not just this one, you know? Like if you go to the doctor to get some test results back, yeah, you don't want this accent from the doctor. I know, you don't, right? You don't. But you also don't want some meatball from the Bronx. You know, like, listen, it is what it is. You got stage 4 cancer. What are you going to do? No. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to take chemo. You're going to take your radiation. You're going to kick cancer's ass. Actually, I do want a Bronx doctor. I take that back. That sounds pretty inspiring, actually.
Nimish Patel will premiere his new stand-up special, Instant Karma, Tuesday, April 1st. Good day for comedy. I don't think there's a statement there. I think it's just a Netflix special, and those come out on Tuesday. And this year, 1 April is a Tuesday. Instant Karma is Nimish Patel's first hour on Netflix. In Instant Karma, Nimesh dives deep into the experience of growing up as a first-generation Indian American. Nimesh, the lovable outlaw of his family, breaks down his relationship with his traditional parents, the mischief he caused as a kid, and whether or not he's become a better person now that he's an adult. Parentheses, he hasn't. No trailer yet. One of the jokes, we're told, and he obviously tells it better than I do, my parents spent $200,000 for me to get a degree in finance. Zero return on that investment. That's good. Let's do Gossip Corner, because we're trying to keep it light and fun after yesterday's podcast. Normally, Gossip Corner goes in the second half, but we'll do it here. You know who's on Gossip Corner again? Joe Coy. He was in Green Bay and hung out with some Green Bay Packers. They are football players. The Joe Coy concert was date night for Packers head coach Matt LaFleur and wife, and for incoming Packers president and CEO Ed Policy. The Policies and the LaFleurs posed for a selfie with Joe Coy and signed a cheesehead football for Joe Coy. Now, Joe Coy, you may know the name. You're like, how do I know that name, Johnny Mac? I've heard of Joe Coy before. He's the guy, remember the Golden Globes? He hosted the Golden Globes and he told a joke about Taylor Swift. Here, let's listen.
As you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift.
I'm sorry, it never gets old. And I'm picturing a friend of the show, Mike Chisholm from the Letterman podcast. He likes this kind of humor. This is the Letterman influence on me, where you just beat a joke forever. It's funny. Scott Beckett's throwing things. More Gossip Corner, more football Gossip Corner. You know who was at Shane Gillis's SNL? George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyle Cusack. They were all at SNL, and you're like, who are those guys? They sound familiar. They are San Francisco 49ers, also a football team. Kittle went on Insta and posted pictures of himself and his 49ers teammates on set. Kittle also took a picture with Mike Myers. More Gossip Corner, Dave Chappelle hit a basketball game. He was courtside at the UD Arena watching the Dayton Flyers rally from a 14-point deficit in the second half, and the Dayton Flyers beat St. Louis 75-67 in the final home game of the season. Chappelle took his seats in the opening minutes of the second half. Where was Dave the first half? Was he in a skybox? Does he come to college basketball games late? Who knows, but we're told Dave Chappelle posed for photos with fans during timeouts. He received applause from the sellout crowd later in the second half when he was shown on the scoreboard. After the game, Dave walked into the tunnel and waited for the University of Dayton players. He posed for photos with the Flyers and then with Dayton coach Anthony Grant. Chappelle said, "I'll be back too." Coach Grant said, "We appreciate you." In the post-game press conference, Coach Grant said, "It's not every day you get Dave Chappelle in the house. Let's keep it light. Stuff that normally goes in the second half. Comedy albums. You like comedy albums? These I didn't get to yesterday because it was all angsty, in case you missed it. Rachel Pegram's new album, Silly, Loud, Delightful, is out on A Special Thing Records. It was recorded live in front of a late-night crowd, and Rachel settled everyone in with a neighborly intro before getting right to it with her hot takes on topics including Bigfoot and white people. Now, is that two topics or one? I think it's one, including Bigfoot and white people, and there's no comma. Probably one topic, but anyway, Bigfoot and white people, her personal history of being a latecomer to Art Garfunkel, discovering porn, losing her virginity, and a whole lot more. So I think the topic is Bigfoot and white people, one big topic. One way to find out, check out her album, Silly, Loud, Delightful, out now on A Special Thing Records. Also out, a new album by Somalia-born, California-raised, and Minneapolis-based comic Ahmed Khalaf. Ahmed's album is called Hobby D Hoy. On it, he shares how to beat tough odds like being born in a Somali refugee camp, but growing up to out-white the wife of a brewery owner and learning how to walk again after breaking his leg at 30. Oh no. Well, there you go. We got through the first half of the podcast. No angst. It was all light and fun and silly and no politics and, none of the stuff we talked about yesterday. So, got that done. Let's take the break. We'll come back and we'll do stuff that normally would be in the first half.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
New dad Andrew Schulz told the LA Times, when I can end my day by 5:45 p.m., I'm good, because that means I get to spend time with my daughter and just be a dad for a while. It's the greatest feeling on earth. Schulz said, the second you have a kid, every feeling you have is the hackiest feeling ever. Whenever they laugh, it's the best laugh in the world. When they smile, you melt. You'd do anything for them. LA Times is curious. Hey, Andrew, has becoming a parent helped you write new comedy? And he said, I haven't written a single joke since I had my daughter or since the tour stopped. So now it's all focused on trying to make her laugh. The world gets really small. It has made me reflect on comedy material about kids a lot, because when I was growing up, my favorite comedians would do this comedy about how they kind of hated their kids. And when you first have a kid, you're going to be shocked at how cliche all your feelings are. The second you have a kid, every feeling you have is the hackiest feeling ever. Whenever they laugh, it's the best laugh in the world. When they smile, you melt. You'd do anything for them. Good job by the LA Times, who asked, we're in this new era of comedy where more comedians are talking about being parents in today's world and being open and honest about not only raising them, but the conceiving process, which is the heart of your special. What's it like being so vulnerable? Andrew said, cathartic. It was nice in the beginning. It was nice because there are stages. When I first started writing it, I wasn't even like writing an hour. I was just kind of talking about what I was going through, which is getting back on stage and taking some time off from the last special. And then my wife and I were trying to get pregnant. I remember coming back from Burning Man. I was going to a big birthday party for her mom, but I remember that was when we first started trying. I remember doing it and afterwards being like, it's probably okay if we don't get pregnant this time. Just because I didn't know what was in my bloodstream at that point. I mean, I was at Burning Man for a week, and then I'm going to go make a baby. So it didn't happen that time. Then another month went by, didn't happen. Another one went by, didn't happen. I was like, ooh, is it hard to get pregnant? I couldn't fathom. It was hard. You know, my whole life's been trying about not get women pregnant, and the amount of stress I'd go through and plan Bs and all the other crap. DailyCommercial.com caught up with Lewis Black, who I thought was retiring at the end of last year, but he's still out there on tour. Oh, wait. No, I could edit this. He got political here. I'm not doing that today. You get bounced to tomorrow, Lewis Black. John, why don't you edit this out? Because I want you guys to know what's going on here. I'm bouncing the Lewis Black story to tomorrow. We're not doing it. Moving on. Bounce. Zorna Garg talked about her weight loss. She opened up about using weight loss medications, and the internet being the internet got mad at her. She thanked her supporters and told her haters she doesn't owe an explanation to anybody. Zorna said anything else is just exhausting. I talked about this recently on a Zorna Garg family podcast episode, not realizing the impact it would have in offering relief to so many. I see you. I am you. Proceed with proper medical advice and live your best life. Haters gonna hate. We don't engage in the debate. She revealed she received hundreds of DMs for opening up about the use of weight loss meds and wrote, in 2025, can we stop the BS of pretending we're perfect? Take the meds, don't take the meds, do your thing with kindness around you and keep it moving. Zorna shared before taking the weight loss medicine, she constantly thought about food. Even when having a meal, she didn't realize that was a habit until she started taking the drugs. Brad Williams was offered a choice, write a 5-minute bit or anything else. He picked 5-minute bit. He said, it's the greatest feeling in the world, writing a new joke and having it work. He first considered a comedy career when he was 19. He was at a comedian show and tells the story. The comedian called me up on stage just to ask me questions, and I answered the questions honestly. I didn't try and make jokes, but my answers got laughs, and that was the first adrenaline needle where I was like, oh, this feels awesome. I just started going to open mic nights, driving as little as 5 minutes and as much as 6 hours to do 3 minutes in front of no one, drunks and other open mic comics, whoever. He finds that the stage is almost like meditation. It's where my focus is. It's where all my attention is. I'm only worried about what's happening on stage, and that's a wonderful, beautiful, simplistic feeling. Brad says, I don't cover politics because I'm not smart enough to do it, so if anyone's worried about coming to my show and hearing a rally that's either for or against whatever side they're on, they're not going to hear that. But he tells us, I am going to make you go through a whole cavalcade of emotions in the course of an hour and a half, but ultimately, I'm going to make you leave feeling good, and that's what I want. I want people to go, that was worth a babysitter. And that is your strife-free, happy, daily comedy news for today, all right? We got through one. No, for me, I recorded these back to back, so that's why I'm still feeling the Friday episode. But anyway, see you tomorrow.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
It is the world's most secretive election, When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White Smoke, the path to a new pope, from Calaroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're fascinated by UFOs, aliens, ghosts, demons, cryptid creatures like Bigfoot, Chupacabra, and Mothman, then I have the show for you. The Paranormal 60 with Dave Schrader. Each week, we investigate different claims of the supernatural and try to shed light into the darkness, bringing you the top guests and experts from around the world. Enter the fray. Then join me, Dave Schrader, your host, as we investigate all aspects and claims of the supernatural and paranormal. Listen on all of your favorite podcast platforms: Good Pods, TuneIn, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Player FM, Amazon Music, Audible, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. The answers to life's biggest questions and miracles and mysteries awaits you. So join me each week, 2 brand new episodes of the best in paranormal podcasting, The Paranormal 60 with Dave Schrader.